Hi all. So I'm here a few minutes early. I'm just trying to get everything set up. You know, it takes a while after you've been gone to make sure you're right and everything's going on correctly. Um, that in my camera has changed. Just always, it seems to, the instructions for your camera keep changing. That's just the way it seems to work. Or the technology for the camera keeps changing. Also, YouTube changes. I don't know. It's just what it is. Anyways, I'm here. Hi, Teresa. Lisa is not coming today because she has company. So, um, I'm going to just do a few little things, projects and stuff that I need to accomplish. I'm going to do a little journal page. I need to cut some more papers. Oh, good. All right. For my flower press. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to explain what I did while I was gone because it worked out really well. I was really pleased with how this worked for me. I have too much stuff on my table. You'll be watching? Okay, well, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you're here. Um, I still have so much of a mess on my table that I can't do anything. That's just how it is. But, okay, 11 makes 5.5, I think. Yeah, 5.5. I think. I think. Should I cut these pieces of paper 5.5 by 5.5? Yeah. So, but they get used up real fast, so that way I can have some new ones because I need them for the next trip or for just wandering around. Um, it won't take long to fix these. You have to cut them, then you have to take the corners off so that they fit in the press. Well, that was not good. Too many pieces. And they don't have to be super exact, but don't get so many pieces next time. What else are you doing, Teresa, besides watching? Are you working on something? I'm early, so I know there's probably nobody here besides Teresa and I, but well, sounds like my kidlet just came home. He got a call. Somebody's car, he was dead dead in the road, so he went to rescue someone. So and it's pouring down rain again for 5 minutes. It'll only last 5 minutes and then it'll stop. But yesterday it was hateful and ugly here. It didn't rain. It was really weird. It didn't rain. Hi, Sherry. Uh-oh, that didn't work so well. That's all right. It it never rained, but though it got black and dark and um didn't. It was just really, really ugly out. So, There we go. Okay, now, like I said, to go into the press, actually go in the press, it wouldn't matter in the first part, but to go in the press, these have to have a corner cut off. So the one time I used my hole punch, but that's a pain in the keister, so I'm just going to cut them and with scissors and not fuss with them too hard. Um, Mostly because it doesn't matter so much, but, and I'll show you why I need more. I got some really fun plants and things while we were on our last trip, and partially because I have found an easier way to collect 2 or 3 little things at a time. That's what really matters, is that it's easy, because when it gets, when you're out and about or on a Jeep ride or something, if I have to take the press apart every time, it doesn't work very well. But what I started doing is using a book, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. I just, and it worked really well. I was really surprised, and I actually now have 2 books and 2 presses, so that I don't have to. I'm gonna. My plan is to leave one at home and take one and leave it in the camper. And I don't know why I have messages coming in. Oh, it wasn't a message. It's some kind of update. Anyways, this is almost done, so you don't have to watch paint dry anymore. But I now have kind of like a 3-step process, but it makes it so much easier. Okay. Let's get rid of that. And yes, I'm throwing it away. Here's a point. Okay, so before I left on my last trip, I think I showed this idea. And I used it the whole trip, and it worked really, really well. So, this is just a kid's board book. It just so happens that it's, about the same size as my flower press. Now, I have a bigger one and a slightly bigger flower press, which I'm thinking about. Like I said, I'm thinking about putting this one in the camper and keeping one at home. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize that the focus was on auto, because that's what's making it jump around. There you go. That's fixed. Sorry, I hope I didn't give anybody a... Um, anyways, okay, sorry, there's something going on out front. Excuse me just a minute, guys. Huh, that's odd. Okay, I think it's all right. Anyhow, so what I'm doing is, okay, so I take this in the car or in the Jeep, and it's got papers in it, and that's what I need more paper for. And I will put my um, things, flowers and things, on the papers, in between papers to be pressed, and squish them between the pages of the book. And I do that by just with rubber bands, so it makes it easy to get it squished. Sometimes it kind of bulges, but by the time I get back home to the camper, I've usually got it squished down pretty well. And if not, then I immediately move them. But if I have it pretty well squished down, then I can just leave them in there for a day or so. But once I have them in here and squished, and I'm back at the camper, because this is just so much easier than taking this thing apart every time. You have to take these, you know, apart like so. Okay. This is an extra bolt I had to find to make this. I've had this little flower press for years. Years and years and years. I mean, see how much trouble this is? Where the rubber bands just come right off and it's real easy. But then when I'm back home and I have, by home I mean the camper, and I have time to sit, I just transfer the pages to in between these cardboards. So squisher downers. Okay, those bracelets that people hand out works well for squisher downers. You mean like the rubber bracelets, Teresa? Is that what you're talking about? Those, the ones like that have been around a while? They would work really well beside, I mean, I would think they would stay, they would squish really well. Anyway, so then I bring it home and I put it in here and I actually squish it. Yes, the ones, rubber ones you have add-ons. Yep, that would work really well. Okay, that, yeah, that one goes on there. So right now, both of these things are empty because I already did my last thing that I do. Because no matter what you do, once you get dried flowers, you don't want to leave them somewhere where you're putting fresh flowers in all the time because of the moisture. And that moisture is what can make a mold. That's why you're squishing them as hard as you can to get all the moisture out. And that's why you use corrugated cardboard in here, because it helps to move the moisture away from your plants. Okay, that one's kind of loose. Okay, so this part is ready. This part has paper. This part has extra paper for when I switch them around. And then when I actually get home and they're good and dry. Okay, wait just a minute. I've got 6 pairs of glasses on my nose. There you go. Then I just bring them home and I put them, take them out of the press and put them between these. This is storage, because you need to keep them pressed and in something so that they're safe. But these are some I did while we were on our trip. So it worked really well. I'm really pleased with the system. I like that they're stored all here together. Oh, that's another one from our trip. It made it so much easier to get pick little flowers, pick little weeds, and get them flattened. So I was real pleased with how the whole system worked finally. I mean, it's one of those things that you have to try to figure out your system, and then once you do, it's like, yay! So now I'll leave this at home and then just take these in the camper. So that's that project that had to be done. I'm pleased with that. Um, Sherry and Teresa are here. I'm not sure. I know there's a couple other people here, but hello to everybody. This was another thing I found today that is sitting here on my desk and not finished. So I thought, I might fix that problem. So, but squisher downers are a good thing, aren't they, Teresa? Um, these are white ones. I need a black one. I still haven't unpacked everything, so I don't have all my pins. You know how that goes? That one should work. I did say hi, didn't I, Sherry? I hope so. I painted this back when I was painting that notebook to do a bunch of stuff in, and this is, it just was laying here on my desk. Why? I don't know. But I know it needs finishing, so we're just gonna finish it. And thanks to Sharon, I really like these pens. I'm very happy with them. So far, they have not dried out, which is, I think, due to the cap. Um, the thing I found, oh, I think I need another couple dots in there. The thing I found with the other ones the Uniball ones, is that they seem to dry out just so fast that I just really, you pay so much for them and then they dry out real fast. Okay, let's get you guys in a little closer now that I'm doing something small. There you go. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. But Sharon Lombard mentioned them, and I bought, this is a 3-pack with 3 different sizes in them. They're called Panda Fly, and I really like them. They weren't horribly expensive, which that's a really good plus. I think I got 3 of them for not a whole lot more than I usually buy one. And I got 3 different tip sizes. So and since I use white and black almost exclusively, I thought it would be good to try them. I probably will order them again. but I wanted to see which tip size I liked the best. This one I think is the biggest one. Yeah, it's a 1. And just so everybody knows, I can't see the screen very well today, so um, my eyes have been giving me trouble. I was I had to actually lay down yesterday. I couldn't function. My eyes were bad. I can see this because of my readers, but I can't see the chat screen very well. We've had the discussion about trying to fix that, but I still haven't figured it out. Oh, I meant to tell you, Lisa was planning, last week Lisa was planning to come and be on here with me, and she has company. So she is visiting with her company. So that's a good thing. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Kind of like that. I thought I might, since I was finishing these, I thought I might um, go ahead and fussy cut them and use one of them today or two of them, something. I haven't decided. Um, I picked up a piece of paper off the floor of all places. I think it came out of my scrap drawer. I'm not sure these are gonna blend with that piece of paper, so I don't know if it'll be something I'm actually going to use or not. So, and I'm hoping that we don't have an issue with the stream. My son says that the Wi-Fi's not been working very well. And right before we left on our trip, we switched providers, and I had always had pretty decent Wi-Fi, but this is about, well, less than a quarter the cost of what it used to be. So, and it's fiber optic, so it's supposed to be great, but we'll have to see. Okay, those just have to dry. I think that the way these caps go on and stuff, I think they might just keep them from drying out. I'm hoping so, because I really do like those. Okay. And my good scissors that I really like are not in here because I haven't put stuff back. Are they by any chance in this one? No. Great. No, we'll use these. Okay. Uh-oh. And if you can't tell, this is a paint, what do you call that? Paint swatch thing. For some reason, I had a whole pile of them. Hi, Barbara. I just told everybody, Barbara, that Lisa's not coming today. She has company. Yay, she has company. She had planned on coming right up until yesterday or the day before she found out her brother was coming to visit. So yeah, they were laying on my table, not finished, Barbara. I figured I'd finish them. We'll see if I'm going to use them for today or not for my little book. Um, I want to try to finish things as I find them. I am so tired of the mess my studio is in. Um, and things have been going all catawampus with my mother, so I wish my sister were here because I need to tell her. Um, I went over there the other day. Of course, she can never remember from one day to the next that I've been there, so it really, it's getting harder and harder. But every time I go over, she tells me about her phone not working, which the phone is fine. She just can't remember how to make it work. So, but what was it? Friday I went over there, and she says, "Oh, by the way, please tell Jeff only one channel will come in on the TV." It is what it is. She's 95, Barbara. Um, the anyway, so only one channel is going to come in on the TV, right? So I turn the TV on and I push the channel up and down button, and it works just fine. She cannot remember which button to push to change the TV. So, that's just how it's going to go. It just is what it is. So, okay, little journal page. I don't know. That might be all right. This was on the floor, so I thought, maybe I could use that for something. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll do something else with it. Don't know. I spun the dial and it stopped on ouch. Yes. Okay. I don't know who said it first other than Linda, but yeah, yeah. Well, and I'd already told everybody else too. I can barely see chat. Um, I don't think it would be any better if I looked over the top of the glasses. Yeah, it's like, how come this hurt? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe this would work. It's got some of the same colors in different places, so I'll think about it. I do not have a lot of stuff on my table that, because I haven't done anything lately. I'm not getting a lot of work accomplished. Hi, Julie. Yeah, that the shower. Okay, she has baker's cysts on the back of each knee. Oh dear. Yep. Mhm. Jeffrey went and got a shot in his knee this last week, but he talked to the PA, and there's there's some stuff that she may do. It's something that they've been doing a while, but we've not been told anything about it, so he was gonna look into it, because if the shot doesn't help, then he's gonna have to do something different. Um, but there's apparently some kind of gel they can insert between the bones in his knee, so they might be gonna do some of that. You like the colors together? Okay. Um, the what was I gonna say? The ouch factor, Julie, is I always hurt myself doing the laundry. Um, you know, putting it in the dryer or taking it out of the dryer seems to always be the case when I get myself hurt. Okay. This was that thing that I was going to try. It doesn't work very well. Oh. This is some kind of sprayer that I got at Dollar Tree. It's like for, I don't know, something to do with fingernail stuff. But I thought maybe it would work for water, but I don't know that it's going to. Um, these are water soluble markers, pens. That I wanted to see if I could make some kind of something. Well, I thought I had done it, Julie. Did it show ads? I thought I had it sorted. Anyways, it works sorta. Sorta. I should have, I guess, put it on the mat and then, yeah, that's not gonna really do what I wanted it to do. You guys know that pink and yellow make orange, right? If it's less than last week, I hope so. Um, if it isn't, let me know. I'll try something different next week. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So maybe that doesn't work so well. I was This one apparently is kind of dry already, and these are not that old. These are Art Skills watercolor markers. I got them at Ollie's. They're actually brush markers, so my guess is that I could put water in them, and but I'll have to do that in the kitchen, I think. I'm just putting a bunch of yellow on my mat. Now the pink. Uh, Julie, whatever makes life easy so you don't hurt yourself. Okay, also this is almost out of water, so that doesn't help matters any. This is a rubber thing. I'm just using it because I want to mix this up. Yeah, that's better. That's more what I wanted. It's still not as vibrant. Probably should just get out some, um, what do I want to say? I should get out some watercolors, but I'm kind of happy with that because what I'm trying to do is make something that'll go with this. So yeah, that's not too bad. It's kind of dull, but let's see if we can do it a second time and see if that will. I'm going to just throw this one away because, it's messy. Um, let's do that again. Maybe a stool to put my foot up on and not have to bend. Yes, yep. Um, and Julie, they make these. Well, I don't know for you. We have folding stools. Well, one of them is about 14 inches tall, and the one I keep in the kitchen is about a foot tall. The one we keep in the Jeep is about 14 inches tall. We have them in the camper. They fold up flat, and so they work real well for something like that maybe. I need some water. See if this will work. A stepping thingy. Yes, a stepping thingy. Um, we have a similar little thing in our camper shower. It's a triangle in the corner, Barbara, but it's, what shall I say? It's too small to sit on, really. It's very hard to sit on, but it works to put your foot up on. Okay, now that's some pretty good orange. I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, it's looking a little better. It's not dry, but oh yeah, it has some better color in it. When it does dry, I think it'll be pretty good. Let's do one that's blue. Yeah, let's do one that's kind of these green. This one is more teal. That's kind of more what I want. Yeah, and of course, our shampoos and stuff in the camper one could sit there, but um, it doesn't work because they fall off when you drive down the road. So we have ours in a little basket that's on the floor. It just is, it is what it is, you know. Well, the one in our well, it's supposed to be the master bedroom. Brandon's in there because that way he has his own bathroom and shower. Um, we're in the back of the house. Anyways, it's got little shelves, but they're high. They're not down below. But that shower is tiny. It's smaller than the one in the motorhome. Okay, I don't want to put that directly on there right this minute. I want to see what colors it is. So if it works, then I'll put it on the other one. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. Hi, Joyce. I hope that nobody snuck in when I wasn't paying attention and I didn't say hello. It looks very gray online right now, but that's because it's wet. Um, it's the turquoise color I was going for. So I am going to put a little bit of it on this. We may have to do something else before we do our little journal page just to let these dry. But I think this is going to be just pretty. I like that. I kind of like that. Okay, let's just set that down there. And we will clean this mess up. That worked pretty well. I have to remember that. That's kind of a fun technique. Put this away. I still only have about this much space, you know. Of course, our bathtub in our bathroom is raised up off the floor about 6 inches. So when you step out of the bathtub, you go from the bottom of the bathtub down 6 inches when you step out. So you have to be really careful stepping out. It's okay. So while we wait on that to dry, I'm going to work on something else. So the little journal page is going to be set aside for just a few minutes because I want those papers to dry. Put that up there. All purple bubbles. Hi, Sharon. Okay. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to do a little journal page, but I'm also trying to finish stuff. So um, it's one of those things that I'm working to do. And I have this finished except for getting all my stuff tied to it. So um, I need to make sure that that's what I'm that there's still things in here that need to be tied, but I'm pretty sure that there are. Ouch. Oh, there's a turtle. Okay. This is where we saw, this is the trip. Is this right? The turtle that's in here? No, that doesn't belong in there. I don't think so. Maybe it does. Yes, it does. It belongs in here. Okay. So these are part of them. Um, Anyways, this is one of my postcard books. And these are the little things I put on it. And I still have a whole pile of little things to put on this one. And I want to get it finished. So I may not put everything on there, but some of it does need to go on there. Those are not. Those are something I bought extra for something else. What are these? Oh, these are things I bought. Okay, these are not going to go on here either. So these things are for something else. This is parking lot treasure. Don't have a clue where it came from. These things are go elsewhere. This, I believe, is a piece of fluorite, if I am correct. No, that's another stone. We got this on this trip, but I'm not going to put it on here. I bought it for something else. It's a tiny little geode. So these things must be the last of them, and I don't know that I'm putting them all on here. These will all go on here. That will go on there. This turtle needs to go on, but I think I may have an idea for that. Yep, these are petrified forest. What is that? I just knocked it. Oh, that's Sailorville Lake. We stayed there. Arches. Canyonlands. Natural bridges. Yeah, these all go on here. Hoven wheat. Okay. And now these were, we got these in Arizona, but I don't think I'll put them all on here. I think I'm going to put that one on there and keep these three for something else. So that just leaves these things to put on there. And by then my paper should be dry, so I should be able to do my little journal page. And it's drying really pretty. I don't know what it's going to look like when it gets completely dry, but I think I'm going to like it. So we need more of these. This was, I think this is spring of 2025. Yep. It's, I don't know, it may be almost as big as spring of 2026 is going to be. Um, but mostly I just need to get these all on there. I need to get this project finished so it's out of my studio. So since we have to make that dry, and I am using size 8 seed beads, just FYI. They the, these are 8s, and then they use a 10 at the very end, and that way the knots don't come past the 8, which is, but the 8s are easy to string. That's the point, you know. Don't make your don't make it so hard that you can't string them. With seed beads, the bigger the number, the smaller they are. So a lot of the ones you find at like Hobby Lobby and Michael's, they're close to 10s and close to 6s. Rarely do you find 8s. At least the last time I looked. I haven't bought beads in a long time, so not that kind of beads. Um, but the 8s will keep this from going through the hole. And then I put another 8 on the other end, on the other side, and then I put a 10. And then I have a trick for tying knots that if you haven't watched me do it, I'm going to show you. Okay, come on now. My wax linen has gotten frayed on the edge a little bit. There we go. Okay, the trick for tying knots is a pin or a needle or something like that. You tie the knot like you're going to tie a granny knot. So you just make a loop and stick the end through it, right? So you have this loop, and you stick the pin in the loop, and then you slide. Because the pin is there, it will slide all the way down until it's tight, and that way you can position your knot right where you want it. Otherwise your knot might be up here. And what I usually do is I put the pin and hold it where I want it to be rather than having to slide it very far. And as you see, it makes it so you can tie your knot right on top of the other one. And then you can, when you cut it off, you've got, it's easy. It's just easy. And usually I use a bead mat, but I was too lazy. I didn't get it out, so I'm not going to get up and go hunt one. Piece of felt, something like that will work. It keeps them from going places. And I'm not making these all the same length. I specifically don't want them all the same length. I have some little charms. I have a camping charm. I have a compass. And of course the pressed pennies. I did not find near as many pressed pennies this time. They aren't out there like they were before. Also, we didn't hit, um, let me think. We went to a few national monuments, but no national parks in the spring, I don't think. Um, we went to a, Niagara Falls is a state park. But we had a very hard time finding, oh, we did. We went to Gettysburg. Well, Gettysburg's a national monument, not a national park. So, you know, we just didn't hit as many that. And Savannah, there's a huge tourist area in Savannah, and they have them. But it was crowded, and we just didn't even get out of the car because trying to find a place to park and do all that, we just didn't even do it. It was one of those, nope, we're not going to do this. It was not. So I didn't get as many pressed pennies, but I did find some pretty cool. An adjustable height shower still that swivels. Ours in the camper is adjustable heights too. The head comes off. It's one of those that has the spray head on it that you can take it off, but it also has a bar and you can raise and lower the head as well as spinning it. I mean, we never put the head up and down, but you can. Okay, so I'm out of thread, but I have all of these left, so we have to add some thread. And I highly recommend that you add enough so that when you cut it off, you can continue using those pieces. A stool that swivels. Okay, that would work. Although, when I put my foot on it, I don't know that I would want it to swivel. So that might be something I would have to consider. Okay. First we need to attach this. And all I usually do is pull it up in there and tie it once. We're going to put beads on both sides of it, so it's not that big a deal. I mean, if it was a tall stool and I was going to sit on it, swiveling might work, but for me, putting my foot up on something that moves, I think I would not like that. That's me. So, so Barbara, are you working on your little page since it has purple bubbles on it? Where's my thread? Oh, the little number 10 didn't go down, so it was like, okay, where are you? I'm gonna have to get a shelf in the living room for these books, but they are fun. So I don't know if this is any better than watching paint dry, but oh, my little angels came out really cute. Um, After I attached the clips to them. their wings stayed on and they came out really cute. So they'll make a cute addition to maybe a Christmas journal or something. Whether they're angels or fairies, I'm not sure which, but you've added white squares, but I forgot to ink them. Gotta get my dark blue into this pencil. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I don't know if any of you watch BB Henry. Um, she uses a Stabilo Woody, a black one, a lot. It makes me want one so bad. I mean, I like my Stabilo pencils and everything, but um, that really thick black one, mm-mm-mm. It makes me want one. And I was looking on Amazon, but the dang it, I forgot, Sharon, I forgot to um find the note you sent me. Shoot. I'm sorry. It's been a wild week with my mom. I was over there like 4 times this week. Plus I had a bead show, so it was just a long week. And then they had a fire at my father-in-law's facility, and they didn't call us and tell us about it. We found out about it on the news, which was not a pleasant thing to have happen. Oh, the But I'm sorry, Sharon. I need to get it out and put it over here on this table, and I know it's somewhere, but I just not sure exactly where. Okay, so um, this piece that I just cut off, I am now going to just tie around here, and it's going to be a little short, but it'll be all right. I'll just have to work it a little hard. I know what I'll do. I'll turn it sideways. I'll turn it like this, and it makes it closer to the table, so it'll be easier to work with. That's really cool, but I'm wondering if, hmm, I'm afraid even a size 6, I'm going to have to, I think, tie around that, so I'll have to figure out a way to do that here in a few minutes. Coming home in July means that um, we're supposed to head back out, and it's like I haven't even unpacked from the last trip, let alone gotten ready to go back out again. So I don't know. Oh dear, these aren't punched. I'll tell you what, that pair of pliers was very expensive, but they have been worth every penny I paid for them. And I guess they're not really pliers, they're more of a hole punch. And I can't actually remember what I bought them for in the first place, other than I'm sure I was punching metal, but I can't, I can't remember what particular project I was doing. because it would have been a jewelry project of some sort. Kmart has a plastic two-step stool that has a slip-resistant base on it. No, that reminds me, I'm supposed to get my husband some more alien tape. I keep forgetting about the alien tape. Okay, let's see where we're going to punch this one. These were all national parks, canyonlands, natural bridges, and arches. You definitely want a slip resistant base. I have not, guys, done any videos since I got home, so I have not done my haul videos. It's just been other stuff that keeps messing up my days. That and making beads because, you know, that's my job, so I needed to get beads made. So I haven't even cleaned up over here. I have not put anything away from the trip that's still sitting in the living room. Jeff worked yesterday to clean the motorhome, so now I can start putting stuff back. You know, winter clothes, things like that, that kind of stay out there that we took out this time because it was such a long trip. Um, we took things out. Okay, how's this doing? It's still wet, but it's very, very pale, which I like. I think it's gonna dry down some more, so hopefully it'll get dry before we need it in a few minutes. Okay, we need to come here. I think I had 6 thumbs. There we go. Okay. I have 4 more pieces and then this one will be done. Well, no, because I want to take care of this. I want to do something with this. So, I can't remember where I found that turtle. But when we were in Iowa, um, we went to an area that was kind of like a turtle sanctuary. It's on Sailorville Lake near Des Moines. And the nature center had turtles, and then we kept seeing them in the middle of the road and having to wait to not cross. And it was so I wanted to put that turtle in my on my journal. So I think I'm going to just put it on the front of the book, but I'll have to wait and see in a minute. Because it's coated, it's like enameled, so I can't punch it. I can't put a hole in it. I might be able to roll the pin down, which I'll have to check and see. But I will be very happy to get this one off the table and done. Did you get your exercises done, Julie, or are you still working on them? Anybody that came in after I said Lisa's not coming today because she has company. So that wax linen starts to stick to your fingers. You got distracted. Okay. Well, that happens, Julie. I think I mentioned this, but I was really glad that I sent my postcards this year to my son and not to my mother because um, they were all over her apartment and not, um, it was like she can't, she keeps burying things and hiding things. She's hid her keys and nobody can find them. And she had some papers from me the other day that the hospice nurse left. So I'm just really glad that I didn't count on her to hold on to them for me. So I sent them to my son, and he piled them up in a big old pile. And she's going to do her exercises now. At least you're being good and doing your exercises. I have not been doing mine. Okay, I have two more things to tie on here, and then I have um, to figure out my turtle. So I am going to not make a huge piece of stuff, but I need some length so that ugh, well, I had that. Uh-oh. Spin the beads all over the place. There we go. Yes. Most problems do get a whole lot worse when you don't. Mine's just a matter of stretching out my um, the muscle in my hip, but getting around and doing it is just one of those things. I'm lazy. When it starts to hurt, I start doing it, but that's, by then it's kind of late. I don't have too much trouble with it anymore. If I sit in one place like here at the table for too long, I can guarantee that I'll be sore. So, okay. So, this little guy, I need to do something a little different with it. So, I'm going to put a whole bunch of these little size 10s on, wrap it around and tie it so that it looks like I'm using them as a little loop. At least that's what I'm going to try. We'll see if it doesn't look like it's going to work. We can always start over. I think I want to do something similar with the button too. We got this button in Kanab, Arizona. I think, yes, Arizona. Just came in from a walk up the hill. I've been doing it for 6 weeks. My practice walk uphill before the second cuppa. So when I get up every day, I put on my walking shoes. Well, see, um, I usually have to wear shoes in the house, so I pretty much have walking shoes on every day. But okay, let's see here. Put this around this. Let's see, how am I going to do that? I think it's just going to put it like that. Make a knot. Let's see here. Okay. That did not work the way I wanted it to. So let's see what we're doing wrong here. Okay. Okay. Sorry you can't see anything, but this is one of those fiddly things that's not wanting to work quite right. Okay, come on. All right. All right. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. That kind of works. Okay. Yep. Now we'll just put on one of these. No, we'll just put on a couple of these little guys. Oh, now you can take those off and put on your comfy shoes. Yep. Um, the heat here is just atrocious. I don't, even if I went out when I first got up in the morning, um, it's been awful. The storm that came in yesterday, Brandon said brought some cool air, but um, he was outside weed whacking when that storm came in, and he said he was going to go weed whack in the rain because it had gotten so much cooler. Okay, that actually worked pretty well. I'm very pleased with that. Um, yeah. Oh, see, it's got like a little loop of seed beads around it. I have to let me turn off the. Let me fix the vision. The what do you call that stuff? Okay. Um, the focus. I turned off the autofocus because if you leave it autofocus, it jumps around. But see, come on, focus. It's got a little loop now that holds it on. So it has parking lot treasure on it. Now for the button. This one. For heaven's sakes. That one doesn't want to, it wants to move all over the place. Okay. And of course the button has 2 holes, so I don't want to just stick it through one hole. I want to stick it through both holes. And I'm being lazy. I don't want to have to clean up these beads, so I am going to use all of the cream colored ones. We'll see if that works, but I think it will. I got a plan, but I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm thinking that if I come up from the back, put on some 10s, and go back down and put another 8 and then a 10, then I should be able to just tie it off. It's been a while since I put a button on one of these. So I need a new pair of shoes for in the house. I really do. I do not wear my big hiking shoes in the house, but okay, let's see if that's gonna kind of work. I think it will. Oh yeah, the hole's fine. All right. Okay. Come here. Don't go wandering off. There's enough static on my mat that they're wandering all over the place. It would have been wise to go get a bead mat. Okay, all right. Oh, that's probably enough. Let's see. Yep, I think that's enough. Might be too many, I don't know. Yep, it's too many. Okay. It was making a little loop on the front, and the loop is probably going to get caught and then cause trouble. So I don't want that kind of a loop on there. Oh yeah, that's much better. We put one of these 8s and one of the 10s and tie a knot. Okay. It's very quiet when I'm by myself online. Hmm. Okay, here's that. Okay, there's my pin. I'll have to put that up somewhere. These can go back in here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's fun. Oh, there was a cactus too. I forgot about the cactus. We were in Kanab when we went to this little store, and it had charms and things. Okay, but I think I want to put this, I'm thinking that I might put this turtle on there, but I need to go get some tools to see if I can either twist it or cut it off. Probably cut it off. Because if I push it all the way through here, this piece is going to scratch there, and but if I take it off, then I could just glue it on. So I'm going to drink a swallow of tea, and then I'm going to go look for some tools. And I think I'm just going to put it on with glue, but first we have to get it off of there. Let's see here. It might just pop off. Nope. Okay. So we have to cut it off. Now, one of the things I will tell you most about cutting anything, when you cut it, you need to hold on to both pieces, because that thing will fly up and hit you right in the face. It's just one of those guarantees. So when you're doing something, you want to get your fingers on it where you can hold on to it. Now, it's not perfectly flat back there, but that's okay because I'm going to put a big old glob of glue on there. I need a piece of plastic. Yes, yes, yes. That will work. Okay. I'm just going to glue it on there. I need to see if... Okay, will you... Yeah, I think I'd rather have it go in this way. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to glue it right on top of this thing. This sticks up off of the paper. This is like a chipboard. The reason being that way this little turtle won't get caught so bad. So I'm going to just put a huge dollop of glue on there. I thought I was. This happened last week too. I couldn't get this to come out. And I'm using tacky glue because I would otherwise get out some E6000, and I'm being lazy and don't want to get out the E6000. But I'm going to put it on there like that, and then I'm going to put this piece of plastic on there, and then I'm going to hold it together with this guy and set it aside. And now maybe we can do our, and I'm hoping that's going to hold it. Let's see if we can do our little journal page. Oh yeah, it's pretty, it's not completely dry, but it's pretty dry. And it's very subtle. The colors in it are very, very subtle. Um, they're not showing up hardly at all on the, oh, this side's prettier. Yeah, I don't know. Um, this is the blue one, but they're just kind of soft. I thought they'd kind of go with this. Yeah, I think I can make it work. So now we need to find a page in our little book. I am actually, from the looks of this little book, I'm going to have to get a new one. Um, the the thing is getting really fat. I have empty pages, but it's very much getting fat. I'm looking for an empty page that I like. I don't like that page, and I'm thinking about covering up most of the page anyways, so I'm thinking maybe that's the one I'm going to work with. Okay, I don't want a whole lot of this, so I have decided that I'm going to do a kind of a layered thing. Um, Not sure, but I need these pieces to be the right length, so let's just cut them off. And that way we have them the right length. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm not sure how much of this I want to use. Shoot, I think I'm gonna do it this way. Um, I was watching something and I have no idea what it was, where it was, Facebook or somewhere, and they were tearing paper to get the same, so that you get the same edge on both pieces. You just stack them one on top of each other. I mean, that only makes sense, but I had never seen it or said anything about it. Sounds like it's a good thing, Julie. I'm pretty sure you probably are, it's probably chilly, so I'm not sure what your temperatures are right now. Anyways, so I'm going to just put these together like that and then tear them. They're not tearing the same in any way, shape, or form. Yep, yep. So much for that theory. That's okay. Close enough for government work. They need inked, don't they? All right, let's glue this one down. I know I'm going to put this one in here like that. I like this one best. This has more of the little bits of orange. There's a blue spot up here that may or may not get covered up. So I just want to get this piece down. And I had an issue with glue sticks the other day because that one glue stick is dried out all to heck. And where did my other one go? Oh, heavens. Oh, there it is. My other glue stick that I was trying to use the other day is very dry, so you know, that's one thing about these Elmer's Extremes. They don't tend to dry out the way some do, which is kind of nice. Oh, that may be sticking up above the page some. Yep, I'm gonna need to cut that off. Okay, that's all right. Julie, it's 51. Yep. Uh-huh. Mm. Yep, yep, yep. I would say that's hot tea weather, even if I don't drink a lot of hot tea. Okay, so now I need to ink these two edges. Um, and I probably want to do something that brings these in even more. So, and luckily I still have some inks in here. Um, Let's see, not sure what that one will do, but it says iced spruce, so we'll see. Ouch! A piece of plastic bit me. Let's just put it, always, you know, always try it out on a piece of paper when you're not sure. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty much perfect. It's just kind of a blue-gray. Okay. Oh yeah. Now, this paper, when I tore it, it's white on the back and it's got the dots on the front, and it left a big white area right there, so it's going to take quite a bit of ink right there, which we'll see. Also, I like the idea that this is kind of toning this down a little bit. Grunging it up just a touch. Okay, let's put that up there for now. Okay. I think that's going to work pretty well. There won't be but about an inch of this dot paper on there, so I need a pencil. Oops, not that. Just a plain old everyday pencil, Tommy. Oh good, I can't find one. There we go. Let's see here. Let's find a piece of this. I want to just put the glue stick on this part so that I don't have to fight with that, because I need to cut some of this off. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, I guess next week I need to make a new journal. Maybe I'll pull papers for it today when we finish, because I am it's hard to work in here when it's this fat. And if I leave some pages blank, it's not a big deal. I thought I had gotten, well, that's good. I got it crooked. I thought I had gotten fewer pages, so it would be okay, but let's see if I can get it off, because I got it very crooked. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. And I have no idea. I don't know if I've got enough scrap in my scrap drawer or not. So, okay, so there's that part. And now I'm just going to put on just a little bit on this part. So, oh good, now I've lost the lid. There I go. Okay, yes. That's not too bad. Of course, like I said, it's getting too fat, so. Okay, now I have these things that I was thinking about putting on there. Kind of like it. It's nothing super special. Need some words. Well, if you're sitting in an ice pack, you really need some hot tea. Okay, wonder what kind of words we can find. I'm not sure I like 3. I may just go for 2. Hmm. Hmm. I'm wondering. If I need a third element, maybe I should make one out of this. Where is everyone? Not sure, but Julie, I haven't been here so much of the time, so it's a lot of people aren't ready or aren't around that were coming before. Does that make sense? It doesn't surprise me, but yeah, that's the way it happens. Um, um, I mean, we were gone for so long. It'll take people a while to realize I'm even back. And my sister came in, messaged me or left a comment, I think is what she did, after the fact, not realizing I was going to be here last week. And she teaches on Sunday, so um, a lot of times she's not here because she's teaching. So it's, I know Teresa's watching. She's working on something else. Sherry was here. Sharon's here. Barbara's here. But she's probably working on her little journal page. So I'm not sure I really am gonna like this or not, but I thought I would do a um, something that had just a little less, little, little more color that kind of went with everything else, to see if the third element could be something a little different. But now I need some words, so let's see if we can find something. I've got this couple of pages. Um, to see if I can find something that it says that. Oh my, that one I should. Yeah. Yep. 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 Mm. Um. Okay. I think I found some. We'll see how they sound once I cut them out. Um. Okay. Barbara's cleaning up her mess and waiting for her matte medium to dry. Her little book page is almost complete. Oh, that. So there was a second ad. Okay. All right, let's see what this does. I just didn't like that second round element in there, or roundish element in there. It just was too, um, what can I call it? Too abstract, even though I had the circles over here. Two of those just seemed kind of odd. So I'm going to see what this does. And I'm thinking I might ink the edges of it a little bit. Okay. Well, I'll see if I can get it sorted, Julie. Like I said, I thought I had it, but I am going to ink this. I think I will like it better if I do. Not a lot, just a little. It's not the easiest thing in the world to ink, but that's okay. It kind of grunges up the edge a little bit. I like this color. Not something I use very often. Of course, I don't use these very often. But my other inks are still packed. He's like, okay. There. Yeah. Okay. Don't fall off of there. Okay. All right. What have I got going on up there? There's something weird on my screen. Oh. I must have bumped my... Yeah. I need to remember to put this up here. Yeah. Okay. So... I'm thinking like that. And like that. And then this says... cherished a few more days of enjoying herself. I think that's what I'm going to do. But for now, I'm just going to stick all of these down. Sounds good. Okay. Come on. I know you have glue in there. That's why I'm still using you. I am going to switch out my bottles as soon as this one is empty, but I bought a new bottle because this one is starting to actually crack. And that's the last thing I need is glue coming through the sides of the bottle. And it's mm, 8, 9, I don't know, probably around 2018 when I bought it. You like those words? I like them too. It took a while to find them in that page, though. Come on. I finally bought a new bottle of art glitter glue too. Cracking and drying up after 6 years. Yeah, the bottle itself is the problem with mine. There. Okay. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. Okay. And now we need some ink pen scribbles around these. Just to make the words kind of pop out a little bit more. Finally bought a new bottle of art glue. Oh, okay. Yeah, I read that already. Yep, I'm happy. I'm very pleased. For a piece of paper that was on the floor and these that weren't finished. And now I have two more little pieces of paper over there. But yeah, I like it. I like how it came out. Okay, today is August what? I forgot. August, oh, let's see here. August 9th. Dang, it's already 4:30. Oh, wait a minute. Is it 4:30 or is it 3:30? Because this computer I'm not sure is right. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, it's only 3:30. Okay. All right, we're okay. Yeah, I like it. I think it came out cool. Um, thanks, Julie. I like it. Now, thing is that, like I said, I think this, I've got pages, empty pages in here, but it's getting too hard to work in. So I think I am going to look at my drawer, see if I've got stuff that I can pull to make a new one next week. So let's see what we've got in here. Some stuff is too fragile, I have learned. Might not have much in here that's really gonna work. We could, I suppose, stick some stuff together to make pages. That might work. I also don't want a bunch of cardstock in here. What is this? What is this? This is... Okay, that must have been some reason I made a zine. So that's some white paper. And that's some white paper. We could do something to that to make it cool. So much of what's in here is cardstock. That's my problem with it. Or it's little pieces like this. Oop, there's some papers right there. These are papers. And you know, I want it the small size like I usually use. That's not completely cardstock. Or raid the recycle bin. Oh, if I went and got, thank you, Sharon. Thanks, Barbara. Uh, I could. The recycle bin is kind of empty right now. Jeff took it all out, but there's very little in the recycle bin that is usable because of everything that I don't put much of my crafty papers in the recycle bin. And as far as getting if I went in the other room, I have a whole pile of jelly plate pieces. I mean, that's not even hard to find. I mean, there's a whole very large stack of jelly prints. I just I was I just was thinking about multiple kinds of papers rather than just one. Well, that's been cut up. So some of this probably could go in the recycle bin. That's just, you know. pages in here that's gonna work. But I had an idea a minute ago, so let's put this back where it can be put away. It's kind of overflowing anyways. These are all paperweight. This has all kinds of stuff in it. But it's mostly cardstock weight or little pieces. But what I was thinking was, last week I took a page out of here because I absolutely do not like a lot of what I've done in this book. So I was thinking maybe I could scavenge some of these pages that I do like and use them. And then maybe put some other pieces together. That might just work. That just might, be the plan, because I still am going to end up tearing some of this off, but at the same time that would use some of them. And I would like them better than some other things. And like I said, I don't like this. That's not bad. This was supposed to be one of those, desk cleanup books. I just did not like the way it was coming out, and therefore let's see what's back here. I mean, I like that. If I had just put paint on them, I might have liked them. I don't like where I put these. I don't like this, where I put these leftover pieces of stuff on them. I just don't like how it came out. So a bunch of these papers might be really good, and that way I'll use what's in this book as something that's usable for a paint cleanup book will work, but I don't like the collage aspect of using all the junk. I don't mind it when I use it in my little journal pages, but okay, these are definitely not coming out of here pristine, which is fine. You guys know I don't care. And I haven't looked at chat in a couple minutes because I was cutting stuff. Yeah, they were sticky. That was back before this was before I started using um, the glue. What shall I call it? Glue and Mod Podge mixed together. Okay, so that should be enough pages for right now. Let's see what we've got. Okay. These are going to be a little, if I go that way, they're going to be a little too narrow. If I go this way, that's about right. Okay, let's fold one like that and see. Okay. Because, yeah, it's a little wider than normal. That's okay. I don't mind that. But I am gonna want to tear off some of it. So, ouch! My book bit me. Um, I will need a slightly bigger cover, but that's about the right size. So I'm not gonna try to tear this part off. I'm just gonna go with these. I already have more scrap. You never know. This might be all the pages I put in. I might just go for this. Yeah, we'll see. I'm there's a little red line. You know the what do you call that? Oh, the school kind of line right there. And I'm kind of using that to tear these. I mean, heck, I don't need that many pages simply because, how many did I put in here? I think I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I used 12 pages and I couldn't get them all. I haven't been able to use them all because they're so gator mouthed. So, but that's okay if I have pages that are empty. But I just don't like trying to work in there anymore. It's too hard to work. So I'll have to find something for a cover. I'm not going to bind this weekend. This week, I'll find something for a cover, and we'll bind it next weekend and start working in it. Cause also, like I said, I have these pieces of paper. Okay, so if I folded these in half, they would be short pages. Not horribly short. Oh. I'm thinking that maybe I could put these together and maybe run a stitch. Anne may or may not stream today. She is vacationing with her family on the Cape Cape Cod. Just started a junky junk glue book. Cool. Um, yeah, I'm thinking maybe putting these together. Let's see, how many of these do I have? If I went for 12 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Um, what I was thinking is I might stick them together and then stitch them. Just for the fun of it. I mean, I can stitch them this week sometime. Okay, so if I do this like that, okay. It would look like this. I think I like that idea. Junky Junk Journal. Yep. Um, I just realized I closed this book and that was not dry. Where is it? Where is it? Oh dear. If it was dry, I wouldn't worry about it, but it wasn't dry, so I need to find it and open it back up. There it is. Yes. Um, it's every time I think glue book, I have a different idea. There's so many ways you can do all of those things that it's like, okay, that sounds like fun. Okay, let's see. We want to make this about the same height. So if we go like that, then like I said, I'll have to go to the sewing machine and stitch that just a little bit and have some threads in there. That'll be fun. Um, at least I think it will be fun. Yeah, that's what I started with that other book, but it just like I said, I don't like the way I don't like its weight or something. I don't know. So, and that's okay. I don't mind that I started something I don't like. It's just that I don't want to keep it around, but yet there's some good pages in it. So, turning it into one of these, that sounds like a plan. Mhm. Yep. Okay, that's 2 pages I can put some stitching on. Um, what about this? Hmm. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, how much? Okay, I need to tear off some of this because I don't want it any wider than these pieces. So yeah, that's it. Sometimes okay, Barbara's migrating because it's probably 4 o'clock. Um, I'm not going to stay on much longer, Barbara. I'm just going to try to figure out the pages I want so that I can, if I need to stitch on them, that I can do that. Some of these pages are going to be kind of thin, so they'll require some. Okay. Okay, this might be fun, but it needs something to go with it. Yes. No. Okay. And these papers I think are too. Well, I could put them together like that and that with something in the middle. Yep. And I think I have, is there 4 of these? Yes. Okay, so I need a piece down the middle for this. Needs to be bigger than that. How about we use some of this? Yes, that would be good. Okay. So, yep. Well, be careful, Teresa. Okay, so we need some strips of this that are Probably about this big. Okay. Okay. Yep, that's about right. Like I said, I'm going to stitch these together as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put them like that. So it will help to hold them. That's one of the reasons why I'm using glue stick instead of uh, art glitter glue, is because I don't like to sew art glitter glue. It's just one of those things I really don't like to sew through it. So, and I think then that's kind of enough pages. So I get to put stuff back. That does not give me a cover, so I'll have to look for something to do a cover up with. I did not get those even. There we go. Okay. I'm cooking French onion rice, but not sure what is going. It's what is going with. Um, I actually have chicken rice soup on the stove. It's sitting there. I have to go finish it, but the carrots and onions and spices and chicken are all in it in the stock. So I just have to put the rice in it and then finish it up. Over here yesterday, children's soccer game was not stopped and the storm came over and lightning struck. Whoa! We have terrible problems with lightning here, so it's one of those things that we're really careful with. The house got popped a few years ago. Messed up my furnace, air conditioner. Uh, it popped an entire circuit in the air conditioner. Toss up on the LR couch. Toes up. Oh, toes up on the LR couch. Okay, well, I'm not going to stay much longer, but I'll show you the pages. These are fairly thin. Now, this comp book paper is pretty sturdy. It's funny how sturdy composition book paper is. This one is pretty thin. It's but it's fairly sturdy, so we'll see how it goes. Um, the Definitely don't want to use it in the middle. I put Okay, so we have that, which is basically just white on the back. This one, which is just like that. I've got some paint on this one, ink and white, some more paint. This is paint and ink. This one's got these weird little things on it, but I don't dislike that so much. This is paint and ink. Then I have this one which I need to sew together. I'm just gonna run some stitches on them, like there, and then from the other side. And then this one, which I'll sew together. Another one to sew together. And this one to sew together. So, I'll get these ready, and I'll hunt something for a cover so that we can bind it. Um, I don't know what I'm going to use for a cover yet, but that's, beside the point. Okay, where did it go? I lost my page. There we go. But I think that I got this done. Yay, I got this done. I think I'm going to go ahead and go because I'm really kind of tired and my back is starting to hurt. This has got, the turtle is drying under there. Oh dear, I hope that dries clear. Okay, maybe I need to clean that off a little bit. How do we clean it off? That's what happens when you get too much glue. Okay, well, it's going to be all right. Around the edges will dry clear, and that'll hold it on. So I finished the little things we used. I finished these. I did my pages for my press. Finished this. So I did a fair amount today. And I was just wondering why on earth they didn't stop the game. I don't know. I said someone needs to be held accountable. That's true, Sharon. My brother-in-law's been hit twice by lightning. He has a heart arrhythmia because of it. But part of that is where he works and the things that happen to work at work. He was in a manhole, um, in a sewer manhole, the second time. The first time it hit a telephone pole right beside him, and the second time he was in the manhole and he was coming out and he put his hands on the manhole and it hit the manhole. And if the guy that was with him hadn't have realized what happened, he wouldn't be here because he'd have been in that stupid manhole. Um, that, but I mean, he's been very lucky. But it was his work. He worked for the county, and they were out because lift pumps and things like that weren't working. So it was what it was. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you next week. And I love you all, and please be careful, and please have fun, and make some art. Try posting it. I am sorry that I have not been posting to the Facebook page. I'm not good about that. Anyways, I love y'all, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.